Let's see if anyone is out there. All right. Go in here. Hello, hello. Is there? All right, cool. Works today. All right. Now I'm going to go in and skip that. Oh, James. Okay. Fallbot, what is weird? All right. Let's see. Share. Copy link. Copied. All right. Now to get the word out there and see if anyone actually wants to join us. I hear that from a bunch of people. Why not? I'm going here. And there. It should. All right. I usually give this a few minutes because, well, oh, where are we at? What are we doing? I want to give everybody the chance. I said noon. I'm running late. Life kind of sucked this morning, so. Yeah, pretty much. Ooh, I got 2. I don't know who they are, but yeah, it's okay. As soon as I hit 3, I start. That's a big victory for me. Yeah, I like it. Back down to 1. Oh, wow, look at that. See, they just pop in and out. Who knows? Screw it. I'll just talk to you then. So, the way I create a map is start blank, start adding small spots. So, we started by naming Waterdeep, Silvery Moon, Greyhawk. Haven't gone much beyond that. Right here is Deadland. Nothing lives here. Nothing survives here. It is a blasted wasteland. The area surrounding it here, wild magic. Stuff goes wonky. We talked about having a mine over here, a few other major cities, maybe a lizard man camp out here. And then that was about it. that was really all we got into, is just some of the basics and generalities. So, saying that this is essentially what you'll hand to your players. This is what being, you may want to name the big cities. What are you talking about? I took this off of Google. It's just a map of Australia. I literally Google searched Australia topographical map. So if you want to draw your own, draw your own. No, there's no real, it's pretty much however you're most comfortable. And you could take a piece of paper, say this is all water, and your islands could all be just weird, whacked out shapes. Island on the middle. Maybe when this one's almost a perfect circle. You can do pretty much whatever you want. Yeah, I'm just giving you crap, James. No, you just draw however you want, because they're more familiar for people, and it makes it a little bit easier in the game. They know north, south, east, west. They know that. They know that these are lakes and these are rivers. Makes it easier. Not necessary, but easier. So what we're going to get into a little more in depth now is for the Dungeon Master. You've got multiple types of maps, okay? Depending on what they want to have. A lot of different maps. So, starting off, go to geography. And I kind of already started these yesterday when my mic was acting up. My bad. So I'm basically going over it all again today. So let's say this was a blank slate. There is no green, there was no blue, none of that. So you would have on the side here a legend saying, all right, forest, grasslands, maybe swamp is like a darkish brownish color. Arctic, we take white out to it. Something. Deserts. Where did I put those there? All right. Deserts are going to be a bright yellow. And then for stuff like the hills and the mountains, hills are just hatches that way, whereas mountains are more cross-hatched. And that's, so like I could go through here and just off of all these, you just extend out. Those are the hills. These are the mountains. Makes it pretty basic, pretty simple to read. You could go in and let's say that there is a giant plateau here. So what you could do is you could draw just these concentric circles. It's basic topographical. And a lot of maps would actually have this. They'd actually have numbers indicating elevation. I don't go that in depth. I just let them know that's a steep mountain with a flat top. Pretty basic. There's any major things. Now, Australia. All right, we want to change it up just a little bit. We don't want it to be perfect Australia, right? I mean, dead zone, big mountain there. But most of it's still the same. So we're going to mess with it just a little bit. We're going to say this split. Some major catastrophe hit eons ago. And this portion of land no longer exists. It's water. So that's a big bay going in. It's surrounded by these mountains. Might be fun for gaming. Who knows? But that's just geography. That's just getting the land masses set up. You could do this for one continent, like I am here, or you could go in and you could do your entire world. Because obviously Australia is just a continent on our planet. You could go through and do all the rest. I'm not going to for the purpose of this. So there's your geography. Now for the rest of them, I didn't do the big split. And that's fine. Socio-political. All right. So I want something a little brighter. Of course, I don't have any highlighters out here. Oh. All right. So socio-political. Country boundaries. Who's at war with who? So let's just say a lot of places use natural geography for boundaries, or at least they used to. Made it easy. To nowadays, it just seems, well, we're just going to pretend there's a line right here. Yeah. So let's say this. You got major cities. We'll say that this is the largest kingdom right here. Runs up, actually crosses the river there, comes down, and then follows this mountain range to here. So you've got one kingdom here. There's another kingdom. There's another kingdom. There's another kingdom. There's another kingdom, and no one claims this island ever. No one ever goes there. It's taboo. It's no one ever returns. However, the stories I'm going to play with it are. No one ever goes there. But how did these kingdoms get along? And we'll say, okay, so Silverymoon here, capital. Capital. The capital is nearest lake. And then over here. Who butts heads with who? Who is, trying to overthrow? Who gets along? Do they have a trade route? Those are the next steps for this. So we'll say these guys get along. These guys get along. So we'll just say that the blue represents a peaceful with these two. Okay. Maybe these two get along. So these three kingdoms all trade together. Things are a little tense here. They're either finishing up conquering, fighting a war on the border. Maybe stuff's going on back and forth. It's up to you. It's your world. How do you want it to play out? But we'll just say things are pretty tense there. Same here. All right. So you got some tension going on there. All out war. Yeah. These guys declared war years and years and years ago. You send raiders through the mountains to each other's towns and villages. The problem is, there's another war raging over here. Could erupt into here quite easily because, well, This guy's a war here, which is this guy's ally. This could be a massive problem. So in this, you'd also, trade routes. If you have the more established geography, such as this, more outlined, you could show trade routes on here. Problem is, how are you going to show that when it's a different map, right? Tracing paper. Make an overlay. Now, you can be like, well, tracing paper moves. Yes, it does. A couple of registration marks, though, will mean that when you're using it, it's in place. Right? You could do the overlay for multiple things. You could do one map that just has the cities on it and do an overlay for the socio-political, the geography, all of it. Very handy stuff. Art, it was cheating. In this, it's just a tool. Okay. Then layers and ranges. What's a layer and a range? What's that mean? I'll show you. Go down here. And all of a sudden, right here, I've got the range of Avrax, a red dragon. Okay. These dots here, those are goblin nests. Got a major orc encampment here. And then here, I put the range of this green dragon. Okay. Yes, it is mostly within this magic, the wild magic dead zone. Kind of crazy what happens there. Also within that area, you've got a major lizard man encampment on this lake. They love the fact that they're not bothered by hardly anybody. Pirates up and down the coast here. Oh, that's convenient. Look, it looks like they just start here, but they go all the way through here. Another bone of contention. The fight continues on the coast. And then maybe up in here, gnolls, which coincides rather well with right up in here. So these guys have a gnoll problem. They think it belongs to them. However, it works out. You just start piling stuff on here where the monsters are major monsters. Not every little creature. Major guys. So up in this area, we'll say that there is a black dragon. Black dragon. And he considers all of this to be his area. Mostly because some caravans go through there. So, yeah, why not, right? Okay. There's our basic map. Treasures, temples, and ruins. So one of the things that I do is I will make a list of different things to find. And I don't put them on the map. Why? Because what if they don't go there? I want them to be there. It's a good story arc. It's something to fun. It'll make a cool story. But they just never freaking go there. Well, I know if I put on a map that this area here is wild magic, no one ever explores there, they're going to go there. It's like telling a kid, don't sit there, don't eat that, don't. You tell a kid something like that, and they're going to go do it. Same with a gamer. Nope, sorry, can't do it. Watch me, hold my beer. That kind of stuff. So we'll say that right in the middle of this dead zone is a wizard's tower. Okay? So then we went through and, man, what else do we got? Oh, wow. You got, all right. So we know that in this, where the red dragon is, that there is a lair. Same with the green dragon. We know that there's a lair down here somewhere, right? We'll say it's right there. And then up here at this black dragon, there's a lair. Is there anything major else? Oh, there's something here on this tiny little island off the coast. But I don't label it because what if the player watches, you know? But, you know, there could be, maybe there's some ruins up here. So just, you know, spread out. It's an old area. You know, major areas that you're actually going to have big maps to, that kind of thing. Put on here or don't. All depends on how you want to play it. Again, your world. This is just how I do it. Not all of these are going to coincide with existing monster lairs. Perhaps, right in here, tucked away, if they search really hard, old lair. You know, maybe a landslide or something like that covered the entrance. The dragon or whatever it was moved on. It died, got buried, whatever. It's there. They might find it. But then as they travel, then you're going to start, oh, okay, you come across a lair, or you see the cave entrance and they discover something's home. Whatever is going to make it fun. Have a good time with it. Okay? So, come back to our basic. Here's what you hand the player map. So they know this. No go. Guarantees they're going to go there, but, you know, you had to try, right? Now with Waterdeep, say that they come down. This is just kind of a major caravan route. Follow this, and they cut across maybe a small valley there, and they skirt the outside. Come down to here, and then up. This is fairly jagged mountains. So this caravan route's kind of convoluted, but they avoid the magic area. They avoid going over these huge mountains, things like that. Well, we also decided, all right, there's contention between Greyhawk and Silvery Moon. But at some point, they did trade. So they've actually got a coastal highway, so to speak, that literally follows the coast all the way up. It was once really well traveled, fairly maintained, now probably more overgrown, that kind of thing. Let's see. But it all mostly just like real world. I mean, these guys don't have dynamite and huge excavating machines and all that kind of stuff, so they're not going to dig through the mountains unless they're dwarves, right? So let's say this is a what did I say that was? All right, it's a dwarven city, right? They've actually got a straight line. and there. We've also got one that comes out in the base of this mountain right here and connects to the road. So even though Greyhawk may be the political capital of this dwarven city is the central hub. In the event of a catastrophe or major wars, everyone flees to the dwarven city. It's the most well protected. Whereas over here, it may be completely different. Up here, it could be Elvish. Who knows? It all is up to you. But you want to know what the major parts are. If you're running sandbox campaigns, you need to know the major cities, major routes, major high points. The rest of it can be filled in, especially if you've got the geographical map. Each of these has tables attached to them of different types of monsters and creatures that are most found in that area. So there's your encounters. You've got specific monsters covering specific ranges. So there's some possibilities there. Geographic, social, your socio-political boundaries. There's some more storytelling that could happen there. A lot of people say that because it's sandbox, I don't know what to do. I can't get them to follow a storyline. Well, there isn't one. In typical sandbox fashion, it's not that there is no single story, right? In Storybox, there's thousands of stories, all happening without your players. So if you start a major story point in Silvery Moon with them, maybe it has something to do with the succession of who's the ruler, or try to negotiate some trade agreement with this kingdom over here, and then they leave, right? You got to keep that going. You got to make note of what's happening. And it could be as simple as, all right, trade agreement, right? Starts here at 0. That's the day it starts. Now, you got a couple of high points. We're here. 40% of the time it's war. Maybe some negotiating happens. Here it's only a 15% chance of war. And here, partners. They've reached total trade agreement and they start setting up trade routes. Maybe without the players, it goes different. It's 15 here, 40 here, all out war with a no player intervention. It's still going to it happens, but if the players are off dealing with something somewhere else, they cannot prevent the war. Or so you need to make sure you take good notes. That's the biggest thing with running sandbox, is keep track of what your players know. So that's really all there is on that one. Now, a lot of this, your players don't need to know. They don't need to know about the Dwarven City necessarily if you're starting them out in Silver Moon, unless their background means that they've traveled extensively. No, you don't want to have to necessarily give everybody an individual map, but you can if you want. So I don't. I have one player map. I have my map. Now I play mostly online, almost exclusively. So the player map will be online. It'll be present it to the players. They can print it off if they want. They can make notes on it. My map is not. I keep all of it pen and paper, old school. So I just keep track of where they're at and throw stuff at them as needed. Either of you got questions? Yes, a lot of notes. All right. Now, one fun thing, and then this will actually be the case in my game, is what is the actual player map. All right. All my players know is here. Silvery Moon. That's all they know. Why? Well, I'll explain that when we actually get a chance to get into my story. Because we actually haven't even started yet. If that's what the players will know. Everything else is going to be them finding it out. So, yeah. But this can be just kind of the general notes. That could be fun. Old lair coincides perfectly with where I put a mine. I wonder how that's going to work out, right? Oh, man, look at all these little goblin nests. That could be a lot of story time. That's a lot of fun. Yeah, who knows where they're going to go. But I did this mostly to keep them within one kingdom for a while. Because part of playing sandbox is a lot of preparation. It's a lot of thinking ahead. What might they do? It's trying to anticipate what these silly creatures called player characters are going to do. It's never easy. A couple of them that I've played with, pretty predictable. I know for the most part what they're going to do, but they always find some way to surprise me. So with this, I know that the camera's not the best. And I will be fixing that in the future. I've actually got a new gimbal setup thing for my camera so I can actually bring it down closer. So that's in the mail on the way here. Let's see. No, it doesn't flex at all. Right now, I'm literally using a broken tripod from an old telescope. So, woohoo! All right. So I'm actually gonna call this one for the day. I've got audio on here. Hope I've got some few people watching. Unless there's any questions about maps, then we will go ahead and end it. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and end it here. If anyone wants to see these maps, let me know. Send me a message. I'll take pictures of them and send them to you. And any sites? Not really. The stuff like this, if you're using real world stuff, just go on to Google search. Google image search, topographical maps. And it'll pull up a lot. and then you just look through it for one you like. You can type up in blank maps if you just want the outline and you want to do the geography yourself. There's a lot of things you can get off of there. I tend to only do real world stuff on there because I don't want to grab some map that somebody has spent years or months or whatever working on. Have they put it out there for sale and just some a-hole decided to put it up online, and now it's stuck out there for people to snag. So to me, that's theft. So, you know, you can just Google free maps and see what sites come up. There's a lot of ways to do it. But if I'm using a free map, I'm typically using real world geography. When I create the whole world map, what I'll actually end up doing is cutting these out and placing them how I want them placed. So Australia will actually probably end up being in between Africa and South America, and Japan is going to actually be up here somewhere, flipped around. So yeah, it's going to be a whole big process. So, but I'll create a world map at some point. This is just starting point for me. So, but if anyone has maps they want to show off, or they want to know more, they want to have a place to ask questions, the Insomnia Game Gear is me on Facebook. So hop on there, leave a message, comment on something that you want to know more. There's a group that I put together that is specific for this, but with all the crap going on Facebook, with sites getting, groups getting shut down, I just left it alone. It's set now as a private group, but if you want in on it, specifically for dealing with creating stuff and running sandbox campaigns, then we'll get you in there. So, but I'm going to go. I got a lot of cleaning to do and stuff to get done. We've actually got a game tonight. So I will talk to you all later.